Alrighty, guys, so it is going to be week 13 of the NFL season. I did want to get you guys a top 10 teams, in my opinion, after the week 12 games. I know the regular season's starting to wind down. We're definitely on the back nine. So let's just jump right in. And at 10, I have the Titans. I do think that defense is very, very good. I'm just unsure of the offense. Derrick Henry is amazing, but eventually you have to push the ball down the field, and I'm not sure Tannehill is the one to do that. So I do have them at 10. At 9, I've got the Ravens on the opposite side. While the defense is still pretty good, I do think Lamar Jackson is a wizard. With the football. I do think they are a dangerous team. I don't think they're a Super Bowl contender, but I do think they can have a good first round in the playoffs and might surprise some people down the stretch. At number 8, I've got the Vikings. I know that they have a 9-2 record, but again, I just don't know when you put them against the top teams that I have, they are able to come out. Kirk Cousins is very manageable at quarterback, and Cook can definitely run the ball, but I still have questions about the other parts of the offense. Obviously, Justin Jefferson is crazy, but sometimes I just don't know if they'll be able to put away teams like the Bills or the Chiefs. So at number 7, I've got the Bengals, who again this week have a non-star defense that is very good. Joe Burrow seems to just have that moxie as a winner, and Mixon has been well. I think he's on the injury report right now, but their outside receivers have been doing really well, and Joe Burrow is that guy. Plus the defense is really, really good, but there's no just stars. Nobody pops out at you, but they make plays. So them at 7. At 6, I've got the Buffalo Bills. They lose Von Miller. The offense has seemed a little out of rhythm. Josh Allen is not connecting like he was in the first half of the season with his receivers. I do think him and Diggs still have that connection, but the other ones, Knox is not really separating himself out, and outside of that one game, McKenzie is also not separating out from the slot. So I just think they need to get back into a rhythm, back into a groove, and I don't know if that's behind the scenes in the locker room or if that is something that is just kind of wheezed out. Maybe Allen has a persisting injury that we don't know, but they just seem out of sync. At 5, I've got the 49ers, also an offense this past weekend that seemed very out of sync. However, that defense showed up for them to get them a big win, and that is something that complementary football does, is when your offense isn't really clicking, your defense can step up for you, and they definitely did that. I do think the 49ers are a contender. Do they win the Super Bowl? Maybe not. Maybe. They are definitely a contender to go that way, though. I do have them up. I think what might hold them back is Jimmy G's reading and progression, but the offense is so talented elsewhere, at wideouts, at tight end, at running back, everywhere. They've just got playmakers. So if they get the ball out of Jimmy G's hands quick and let their playmakers get the yards, I think they have a solid shot. At 4, I've got the Cowboys, and this is solely on their reinvigorated run game and their defense. Pollard is doing really well, spilling off for Zeke, but that defense is insane. They get pressure on the quarterback like 40% of the time on dropbacks. Their corners are playing really, really well, especially the last 2 or 3 games. So I do have the Cowboys at 4, definitely a contender in the NFC. At 3, I've got the Eagles. Their run game is potent. They are a solid defense that probably keeps other teams within striking distance. But if it were to happen to get away from the Eagles, if they were to go down by 2 or 3 touchdowns, I don't know if the offense can get, with the type of offense that they run, if the offense can catch back up. Jalen Hurts is really good. Brown is really good. Miles Sanders running the ball super well. So I think that if their defense can hold within keeping them probably within a 10-point deficit, the Eagles have a shot. But playing from behind 2 or 3 touchdowns, I just don't see that happening. So they are not like where I would think the Bengals could come back, the Chiefs could come back, the Bills could come back. The Eagles are not designed as that kind of team. But right now it's working for them. They haven't had to worry about that too much. At 2, I have the Dolphins, Miami. Again, that team runs through Tua with Waddle. They're crazy good on the outside. Tua's doing great, and their defense has come up a little bit. That would be the weaker side of the ball for me, is definitely their defense. Not that it's a bad defense. I just think it does have a few holes in it that teams have been able to exploit. But Tua throwing bombs keeps them in the game completely. I do wonder if he does happen to get hurt again. That does drop that team's dynamic ability. But hopefully Tua just stays healthy and we get to see that team go on, because they're really good. They're really good on the offensive side of the ball. So at number 1 is definitely the Chiefs. Just Mahomes to Kelsey is crazy. Valdez-Scantling has done really well. They got Kadarius Toney in on the offense. And somebody else was hurt. Hardman was hurt. And then he came back. So I think with that many pass catchers, probably they're just never out of a game. We saw it last season. 13 seconds was enough to tie. And Patrick Mahomes, to me, is the MVP front runner this year. It is crazy at what he does, what he continues to do, and what he does on a week in and week out basis. So that is definitely the top team to me in the NFL still this week. So we're going to go top 3 is Chiefs, Dolphins, Eagles, but the Cowboys are knocking on the door with their strong defense. The other 3 definitely led by the offense, but the defense led Cowboys are knocking on the door of the top 3. So, all right, guys, well, I appreciate it. We will hit you guys next week. We do have a game tonight, and then football from here until Monday with college happening, the championship series, Friday night and Saturday, and then Sunday night football, and then Monday night football. So we'll see you guys Tuesday on the top 10 NFL teams next week. Fam Jam, I'm out.